Hello everyone. In this demo, we will showcase how Microsoft Dynamics 365 Business Central is seamlessly integrated with the UAE E-Invoicing framework. The solution ensures that all invoices are compliant with regulatory requirements and are automatically transmitted through an ASP to the FTA authority via the Peppol network. Within Business Central, we have incorporated all the mandatory fields required for e-invoicing. For example, I will take you through the customer card. So we have created an e-invoicing tab which holds all the information related to e-invoicing, and these are the mandatory parameters which is required for e-invoicing. So now I will take you through one end-to-end flow of creating a sales invoice, posting the sales invoice, and then sending it to ASP, which further moves to FTA, and then finally get back the response from FTA back to Business Central. In this process, we will also check how the status and what type of information gets updated in the ASP portal. So I will move on to sales invoice screen. I'm going to create a new sales invoice. So I'd like to add here one point that users can create a standard sales invoice as part of their normal business process without having any additional complexity. So I selected a customer and I'm going ahead selecting the item, quantity, and once I am done with creating the sales invoice and ready to post, I can also get it approved. So at the time of posting, system checks all the mandatory parameters required for invoicing. And if it finds that the relevant mandatory parameter hasn't been supplied, it will stop processing the sales invoice. And in that case, user has to go back to sales invoice, update the required information, and again restart the process of posting. So this mandatory check can be placed at the time of approval as well as at the time of posting. So as of now, we have placed this check at the time of posting, but in case your company has the approval hierarchy or the approval policy, we can place this check of mandatory fields at the time of approval also. So as I'm going ahead posting the sales invoice document so that it gets updated in our company books. So system has given an error called transaction type must have a value. So transaction type is one of the mandatory parameters required for invoicing, and since this information was not supplied, so system has given an error. So in this case, my sales invoice posting process is stopped and the user is supposed to go back to sales invoice and supply this information. And once the required information is supplied, user will restart posting the document. So in this way, the sales invoice has got posted. This is a normal process of posting the sales invoice wherein it lands in posted sales invoice. So upon posting, the invoice automatically flows into a secondary screen called as e-invoicing buffer screen. So I will just take you to the e-invoicing buffer screen. So let us try to understand what is e-invoicing buffer screen. So e-invoicing buffer acts as a centralized control point, especially a launching pad where all invoices are prepared and validated before being sent for compliance processing. So that means the moment a sales invoice gets posted in my company books, that same sales invoice also gets updated in the invoicing buffer with the message in the submission status that it is ready to be submitted. It is ready to be submitted to ASP and then further to FTA. So the user can go ahead sending this to ASP. As of now, I am showing you this operation at a click of this action button, but all these processes of sending the record to ASP and then further to FTA and getting the response back can be easily scheduled using a job scheduler. So I can say send to ASP. A JSON is automatically created, and immediately I also receive a success message. That means it has been submitted and the submission status has changed from ready to submitted. So in this way, the invoice has been transmitted to ASP. ASP acts as an intermediary layer and the ASP auto submits the document to FTA. So now to get the response, we have a separate action button called as get entry. And in this way, I am receiving a entry ID. All these processes I am showing you so that we are very much clear what all actions are happening. But let me I reiterate, all these processes can be scheduled. So these processes can be automatic. So a purchase invoice also gets created automatically in the Business Central, and I get a success message, and as you can see, the delivery status has become acknowledged. This response has directly come back from the FTA. So the acknowledged status means that the FTA has successfully registered the information. So let me also show you what are the status change that has happened at the ASP portal. So let us check for the same document number 103317. I will travel to ASP portal, and this is the ASP portal, and the moment I say refresh, I can see this same sales invoice document here 103317 with the status as acknowledged and tax status as acknowledged. So this same acknowledged status is also updated in the Business Central. So now I can see the details. So we have all the statuses here. So this invoice was sent to customer, customer has acknowledged, it was reported to FTA and FTA has confirmed. At this moment of time, I can also download the sales invoice. So I have an option called download PDF, and this is the PDF. Similar way, I can also download the confirmation from FTA, the download using same download PDF function. So this is the other information which gives more information like response ID, instance identifier, document reference ID, issue date, creation date, time, profile ID, response code, and others, the party information. So as you can see, the entire process is seamless and can be triggered either manually, or let me reiterate, either manually or through automation using job queues. So all the processes that I have shown you, right from sending to ASP to FTA and getting the response back, can be automated using job scheduler or job queues, which is a standard feature of Business Central. So once the invoice is successfully processed, the response is received back from the FTA via the ASP, and as you can see, the status is automatically updated in the e-invoicing buffer screen back into Business Central. We have the provision to get the PDF and view PDF here as well. So ultimately this ensures full transparency and real-time tracking of invoice compliance. So as already seen, in addition to the status updation in Business Central, users can also track the invoice status directly in the ASP portal. The portal provides detailed insights including submission status, validation results, and access to the final invoice PDF. Also seen during the process, for the outbound invoicing, the solution also supports automation of purchase invoice creation for incoming electronic invoices. So this enables a complete digital invoicing cycle from invoice generation to regulatory submission and automated processing on the receiving side. So this integration ensures full compliance, reduces manual effort, and provides a scalable and future-ready invoicing solution within Business Central. Thank you.